All right, amazing people. What an exciting time to be alive right now. This is all about waking up in this dream and moving beyond the limiting programming and the distractions of the 3D matrix that are attempting to keep our frequency and vibration low. And if that interests you, then I'm going to do a short video right now that you may find very valuable. So, first of all, do you understand how powerful you really are? Most people don't, and I didn't for a long, long time. And I don't say that I'm powerful from an egotistical mindset. It's just that the truth is we are unlimited, 100% unlimited divine beings. And we came down here to be here at this time of this great, incredible shift, which hasn't happened for thousands of years. So, first off, understanding how powerful you are, the first step is, are you still holding on to any limiting beliefs? Do you believe that life is difficult? Life is hard? Yes, there's some challenges here as we wake up and we really step into our sovereignty. However, if we are running subconscious programs where we are telling ourselves subconsciously, things are difficult, things are hard, things are tough, I'm not smart enough, I don't know how to navigate through this, then that's what your reality is going to create, because your subconscious is creating everything. Hey, Stephanie. Hey, Demita. Good evening, good morning, wherever you are. It's 9:14 a.m. in Thailand here on Wednesday. I'm a little bit in the future. I haven't done a live in a while. I've had some kind of emergency projects with the wild jungle dogs and other things, but I'm going to come back consistently at least a couple times a week right now at this incredible time. And I'm also going to stop sharing things which some people would call conspiracy theories. I call them conspiracy facts. But what we're going to do is, or I'm going to do, and anybody that wants to join me, we're going to begin to focus only on creating that which we desire to magnetize more of into our reality, because the timelines are splitting. Some people are going to remain in the lower, 3D dimensions, but we've already shifted. There are all these other dimensions available to us, and we're moving in between them like this in every moment. And the key is, are we aware of what our internal magnet is set to in every moment? Are we aware of any limiting beliefs, any childhood wounds or limiting traumas that we still haven't cleared? And what I want to share with you is, I never knew how to clear this stuff. I spent a lot of money attempting to go to other people outside myself, and I learned a lot of good things. But what I really learned was, when we are ready to ask ourselves some simple questions and just get really honest with ourselves, things just come up to be cleared. And there might be a couple tears, there might be some anger because of what happened to us or whatever. But when we realize and get really clear, and all it requires is a little bit of honesty as an unlimited sovereign divine being to go, okay, am I open to the fact or the possibility? I won't say it's a fact for you because I don't want to project anything onto anybody else. Just remain open here. Are you open to the possibility that every single thing that happened to you in this life was part of your agreed upon soul contract before you came here? Are you open to that? Because if you are, it will free you completely. I journey with people every month that have been carrying wounds for 40, 50, 60, 70, and 80 years. And nobody's taught them how to clear that stuff. And so they're still holding on to the story of what their alcoholic father did, or their abusive mother, or what happened to them when they were young as a child, or maybe they had sexual assault or trauma, or hanging out with a narcissist, whatever, okay? The fastest, most absolutely easiest way, without any struggle or hard work, those are spell words. Don't use them anymore. Notice or observe if you have the automatic program still running of life is hard, life is difficult, money's hard, this is a struggle, I don't really know what I'm supposed to do here. I'm not sure what my sole purpose is. I feel confused. That's okay. At least you're being honest with yourself. So when you ask yourself these simple questions, what am I really passionate about? And do I have anyone to forgive or anything to clear from the past? Because if we don't clear this stuff, we are holding it within our magnetic frequency, and we're going to create and magnetize more of those situations of lack, pain, people that, come up and might create drama in our lives. So I'm glad that we have a question here. So thank you for asking a question, because these are Q&As. So why would I create a life of pain for myself instead of something better? Wonderful question. And thank you for being honest and vulnerable to share that, because we've all done it. Okay? So here's my answer. Because as an unlimited sovereign divine being, before you came down here, you knew that you would finally awaken and play your role in the greatest shift in human history. And so also, as part of our soul contract, we had to agree to forgetting every single thing we knew, including that we're a sovereign divine being and we already know everything. We're traveling through worlds. There are no limitations. But we had the offer to come down to Mother Earth, which is one of the most incredible planets ever, and play our role at this grand awakening. There's no mistake, Damita, or anybody else that watches this, that you're here at this time. No mistake. So you can see that the people that have been controlling the planet and deceiving us and keeping us enslaved for thousands of years are finally losing control. And they're losing control so badly that they're making mistakes, and they're pulling out all the stops, and they're trying to push more jabs and more mandates and trick people into wearing these masks that get you to breathe in your own bacteria. It's bullshit. And when you wake up and begin to see it, you go, oh, okay. So I'm not going to consent to that anymore. And then you may feel pressure from your family that might not be awake, or the people in your area that aren't awake yet. That's okay. We've got the internet now. There's millions and millions and millions of people that are awake that will support you, like me and millions of other people. So you just begin to align with those people and reach out if you need a little bit of assistance and have some conscious conversations. This is it. This is it moving forward. There are infinite levels of awakening, and it's never going to stop. I mean, it may stop when you finally decide, well, I don't want to travel anymore, and I'm just going to go back into a meditative state of mastery. That's great. Yeah, my family thinks I'm crazy too. I've been talking about things since I was in the 2nd grade, when I was put into private Catholic schools, and I saw the whole inverted religion thing completely. So that's okay. You are the one that is here to change everything. And as long as you don't judge them or project on them, trust me, they're observing you. They may be judging you, they may be triggered, but they're observing you. And when you hold your frequency in your heart, and all these synchronicities start to be attracted to you because your magnetic frequency, which is always on, it's either high and it's attracting amazing people, abundance. You see that there's abundance everywhere. It's not just, see, we've been tricked into this thing about money's so scarce. It's not. That's what they want you to think. So that's what your magnet pulls into your reality. There is no scarcity of any kind. Go outside, look around. There's no scarcity on Mother Earth. There's more water. There's more air. There's more plants. There's more fruits. There's more abundance everywhere. It's just that the money program is how they get you and keep you working for the man for 40 years. So then you can become retired, which is another spell word. Okay? So why would I create a life of pain? You actually didn't. You just chose because you are so amazing and badass to be willing to forget everything you knew, because that's the journey on earth, to awaken and navigate through this and end up being the unbelievable divine being that you already are, that we already are. So it really comes down to conscious awareness. Where is my frequency and where is my focus from moment to moment? Okay? So how do we make that happen? without any hard work or struggle. Number one, how about getting playful? Little children, before their belief system gets squashed and they get put into the cabal created school system, which only teaches them what to think instead of how to think. So the whole school system is crumbling. You can see it. They're pushing transgenderism hard. It's brainwashing. You can see it. It's all going to collapse. It's all collapsing right now. Okay? So how do we consciously create our reality when we awaken every morning? This is the key. When we awaken every morning, what normally happens with the majority of people, unless you use these tools, is the mind starts running its 50 to 80,000 thoughts right away. Okay, I got to get up. I got to put on a pot of coffee. I got to get the kids ready for school. I got to check my email, but I've only got 45 minutes to hop in the shower and then get in traffic to go to work. And those programs are going to run regardless, and you'll always get it done. However, what I teach people to do and what I do every single morning without fail is, as soon as I awaken from what we call the sleeping dream, which we could be in the sleeping dream right now. It could be totally reversed. Maybe we're awake when we're asleep. Did you ever think about that? One of my most empowering mantras that I use and I share with people so that my ego can never be in control is, I know nothing. The ego defends what it knows based on a tiny little belief system, which is actually nothing more than a complete prison of agreements that we made and we agreed to, that guess what? All came from outside of ourselves. Our beliefs aren't even our own. That deserves it. Okay? So, in this book, what I teach in a very simple 3-step process is that there's only 3 parts to the awakening. It's doing the inner healing. A lot of people don't like the word healing because they believe that makes them feel like there's something wrong with them. We're all healing. We're all expanding. You could call it clearing if you don't like the word healing. So inner clearing. Do I have any wounds from the past? Do I have anybody left to forgive? That's the key. Ask yourself that. And the key is including myself. Have I forgiven myself? Have I forgiven Jeff for all the stupid things that I did in the past? Drinking alcohol, being a judgeaholic, being wounded, being angry at other people, not forgiving my stepfather, whatever. It's really simple when you understand the tools. It's just that the 3D matrix, their intention is to just distract you, keep you in fear and low vibration. But if you begin to awaken every morning, and before you even get out of bed to go to the bathroom or brush your teeth or anything, this is key. Because the minute you decide to step out of bed, the 50 to 80,000 thoughts are going to run. Now, if you lay on your pillow and go, oh, I get another day. What a blessing. Millions of people checked out yesterday. I get another day. Even if I feel like my life might be screwed up or I'm challenged or I don't have my rent or I'm struggling, but I have another day. And if I use these tools and try what this, or at least be open to what this person is saying to me, maybe things can shift. If not, I can just go back to complaining and thinking that life is hard and it's a struggle and I don't know what my soul purpose is and everything else. But if I become present on that pillow and I do this process every morning like I do, I wake up, I immediately go into self-love. I start loving on my heart and all of these trillions of cells that are in my body that, guess what? They're all consciously aware and they're listening to every single thought, word, and emotion that we have. So we are the programmers in every single moment. And the key is, through this simple process of waking up in the dream, is to become aware of our frequency from moment to moment to moment. And you practice these tools for a couple weeks, and you fill out this tracking sheet, which is so simple, a child can do it. Well, maybe a teenager, but 10 to 12-year-olds have gone through my course with their parents. And guess what? They love it. Their parents have a lot more programming than the youngsters, so the youngsters are playful. You're like, Mom, that's a trigger. You got to mark it down. When you start to track your negative thoughts, automatic judgments, and emotions that don't come from love, excitement, joy, gratitude, and compassion, you start to see them like really quick. You do this sheet for a week and you're going to go, oh my God, I had no idea that I was running all these programs. Well, most people don't, because guess what? If something challenges that little tiny belief system prison or touches on an unhealed childhood wound or trauma, what happens? There's an emotional reaction in the body. And that emotional reaction, if we don't have awareness and use these tools, tricks us into believing that we're right. And we get defensive and we don't want to go into that wound because we're afraid, because it seems so big after all these years and nobody's taught us how to clear it. And it's really freaking easy. And again, yeah, there might be some tears. Tears are healing. When I get on calls with people, I can see that they're getting ready to well up. I get tears before they do, because I know what it feels like, and I know how sometimes it can be difficult to be vulnerable and trust somebody and tell your story. And that's why I hold sacred space and I tell my story, that I've been screwed up. I was suicidal in my late 20s and 30s several times. I was like, just like Tamita said, I would have never chosen to come down here with all this pain and suffering. There's no way I would have chosen it. Well, once I started learning the tools in 2001, I was like, oh, okay, so I did choose this. And I chose it because I knew I would wake up, I knew I would remember, and I knew I'd be here at the greatest recorded time in history, at least one of them. I don't know, I know nothing. A lot of history has been hidden. There used to be free energy. There used to be free cars, not electric cars. That's bullshit. 100 years ago, there were free energy cars. And now all we have to do is put a converter that converts our engines into water and hydrogen, and we'll have free energy. Again, I don't have it all figured. There's a post I did which explains it all. I'm just winging it right now, okay? So anyway, bottom line is, when you awaken in the morning, if you enact this powerful process, and if you have to set your alarm 15 minutes or a half hour early, or even you want to do it for an hour, all the better. The mind isn't really going to want to do it in the beginning. It's going to go, oh, okay, 2 minutes is enough. I got to get up. But when you really see the power in this, and you see that now you are consciously creating your reality first thing in the morning, instead of reacting to what's on the internet and the television and the radio in your car, or whatever it is. And I'm not saying it's all bad, because there's a lot of awake people. If anybody's listening to me right now, they're either resonating or they think I'm crazy and they're already checked out. It's okay. I'm really just talking to Jeff right now to remind him. Everything I say is for Jeff. And if anybody else resonates with it, then right on. Yeah. I'm winging it. Yeah. I got to wing it. You could have a roadmap of what you're going to say, but when you come on here, you just have to drop into your heart and just go for it. So I'm not going to do an hour and a half today like I usually do. I'm going to do shorts. So what I want to leave you with is, and you can always reach out and ask questions. I'm going to pop in my website, my YouTube channel here, because I've got a few hundred hours of these transmissions on my YouTube channel that are all free. If I would have had that in 2001, when I was paying all this money to, go to mentors and stuff, man, it would have fast-tracked my deal. So I invite you to check it out. And I know there's a lot of stuff to check out, but I don't hold anything back. I'm not hiding my tools. I'm not saying you have to buy the book or the online course, which are both ridiculously affordable. The cost of a meal or a night out on the weekend. We're constantly spending money on things to make ourselves happy. You want to just invest in yourself a little bit, it'll change the way that you manifest your whole reality. So back to the morning routine. We awaken while our head's still on the pillow. We realize that we just woke up and we get another day. We're grateful. We love on every one of our cells. Do you truly love yourself? Do you truly love yourself? And here's how you can tell. And this is what I have every single person that does personal mentorships with me. I have them begin to do mirror exercises every single day. Because you're already in the bathroom, you're brushing your teeth, you're brushing your hair, putting on makeup, whatever you're doing. Look in your eyes and tell yourself, I love you, Jeff. And then see what comes back. Because in the beginning, what came back for me was, no, you don't. You're a screw up. You've screwed up so many things. You've hurt yourself. You've hurt other people. You've been a judgeaholic. You've drank alcohol. You've partied your ass off. You've abused your body. You've been in motorcycle wrecks. You've been an asshole to people. And I'm like, but I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. And I never leave the mirror. And I tell them, do not leave the mirror until you love yourself. You begin to do this, and within a matter of a couple weeks, your whole energy will shift. And if there's something to clear, heal, or somebody to forgive, then do it. And if you need assistance in doing that in a safe space very quickly, then reach out to me or somebody else. It doesn't take, like when my dad died in a plane crash when I was 7, my mom was told by a priest in the church to send me to a psychiatrist. So I went there. He had all these plaques on his wall from the Rockefeller cabal, school system of brainwashing. And they want to string you along and have you come back every week for years while they never solve your problem. And I'm not saying there aren't some good ones out there, but the ones I've seen are brainwashed and they think they're really smart and they don't have a clue. It's okay. That was part of my learning. So was the Catholic school and being an altar boy in the Catholic Church. I chose that as part of my soul contract. So anytime there's something that challenges you, triggers you, or makes you go into fear, stop and go, okay, I'm feeling this emotion. I'm triggered. What is the gift here? Okay? Demita, I'm going to get your question. It's wonderful. I'm so glad you're on this because you're asking some really wonderful key questions. So I'll get to it in a minute. I want to go back to this morning routine because it's key. And if you'll do this, I promise your entire, what shows up in your reality, all these different timelines, these are timelines, but they're all happening now. They're not in the future. That's what the majority of people think. I'm going to try, I need, I want, I hope, it's hard, it's difficult. These are all spell words. And I have a very short video on my YouTube channel that will get you to see the spell words. And if you practice not doing them, hey Davia, for a couple days, you'll eliminate spell words and you'll hear almost every single person that you talk to always use the word, I need to, I hope, I'm going to, I'm trying. Not to be, talking down, but that's the energy of these words. They're spell words. And you know why? Because they all tell your subconscious, they give it the direct instruction that my desire is still not here yet. When you need, you don't have. When you try, you're not doing. When you want, you don't have. When it's hard or difficult, your subconscious goes, okay, guys, let's make it hard or difficult. We just got an order for hard or difficult. Or they need, they try, they want, they hope, they wish. It's still not here yet, guys, so don't worry. You can just relax. No. You intend, it is done. You see it is already here now. And I go over and over and over this on almost every video on my YouTube channel. So back to the morning routine. As soon as you awaken and you realize that you have a gift of another day as a creator, an unlimited creator. Okay, remember that word. And I would write that word down in capital letters. I put that on my refrigerator when I figured it out, and my mirror in my bathroom, and on my dashboard of my car. And I look at that word every day. And I make sure I never, ever forget that I am 100% unlimited. I am God in human form. And if I ever believe that something is hard or difficult or I can't do it, I can immediately feel that low vibrational hit in my body. And I go, well, that's a lie. So let's undo that. So what is this trying to show me or teach me about me? It's all in the book and the course and in the videos. Yeah, completely unlimited. 1 million gazillion bazillion %. So log that in and begin to catch any thought, judgment, trigger, or feeling or fear that tells you that you just forgot who you are for a second, and come back to, okay, great, I just caught that. Let's delete that. Okay, so morning routine. I'll finish it here. You awaken, you love on every one of your trillions of cells and thank them. You give your body so much love. They're all listening. So give them the instructions that you love them. And I also play with reversing aging, keyword play. If you make this process playful, like a little child would, there's no struggle. There's nothing difficult. And if you think it's struggle or difficulty, then you've forgotten who you are, plain and simple. So you're loving on your body, and then you consciously create your reality. And anything that you desire, you intend, you never want it, you never try, you're never hoping or wishing. Those are weak spell words. Again, they tell your subconscious it's still not here. So you say to yourself, I am so grateful that magic and miracles surround me in every moment. The most incredible people and animals and abundance shows up in my life every day. I'm surrounded by it. And that's why I can give things to people, because I realize that when I give anything, or I tip extra or double or triple to blow somebody's mind that's struggling and hardly has any money, but they're working 2 jobs with a child, and I blow their mind because I'm really just giving to Jeff. That other person is just your mirror. That's all it is. Everyone is your mirror. And you could go, okay, well, does that mean the pedophiles and the really bad people that are poisoning us with poisonous vaccines trying to hijack our DNA and steal our souls? Well, yeah, they're giving us an opportunity to forgive them, because at the end of the day, they're going to be held accountable. Some will be executed. They already have, for crimes against humanity. However, we cannot hold a frequency of any lack of forgiveness or judgment towards anybody, because that does not exist in 5D and beyond. So if you're still holding lack of forgiveness towards somebody, then you're going to stay in 3D, and you're going to keep attracting people that are going to mirror what you're holding, that lack of forgiveness or judgment or anger or resentment, because you're going to keep attracting it. Why? Because that's what the magnetic frequency does. But when you figure this out, it's so easy to dismantle. And yeah, you got to practice it. And I still get triggered. I don't get triggered at people. I get triggered at, like, my computer freezes or mosquitoes in Thailand they're brutal. But I catch it, So yeah, I still get pissed, but I don't do it around other people, ever. I see everybody as my mirror. I smile at everybody that I see. It doesn't matter if they don't smile back. I'm sending out love, because that's what I hold in my heart. And it took me a long time to get there, but only because I was never showed these tools. These tools will soon be taught in the New Earth schools to children. And no child is ever going to have to go to school again for 12 to 16 years so they can get in the club and then give up the best 40 years of their life working in the system so they can become retired. No. When a child learns what a trigger is, and that their thoughts, words, and frequency and vibration are creating their reality, they're going to be able to use that imagination that didn't get squashed in the cabal-created school system, and they're not going to have to go to school for 12 to 16 years. They'll learn that first thing, and then if they want to go to school to be a chef or an architect or whatever, then they can do a 2-year school or whatever, and then spend the rest of their life doing what their soul is passionate about. Yeah. Okay. So does everybody understand consciously creating your reality in the morning? You love on your body, which raises your frequency. I smile, because a smile raises your frequency even more. And so then you intend and you see that you have attracted and manifested everything that you desire. It's already here. If you let the ego trick you and go, well, it's still not here yet, then the subconscious goes, hey, it's still not here yet. It's still not here yet. But when you have to trick the subconscious in a way, you must give it the proper instructions. And when you do, you'll see that things show up really freaking quick. And if they don't show up, then they're not meant for you, and something even better is coming along. And when you learn to trust in this process, everything shifts. Everything shifts. So again, loving on your body, first thing, then you consciously create your reality. And anything you desire, you say, it's already here now. And you feel it like it's Christmas Day. Not that I believe in all those fake weird holidays, but you know what I mean. Okay, when you were a little kid, you didn't know about this stuff. Okay? Any questions around that? You begin to do this every single morning throughout the day. I have all my clients set 12 alarms on their phone. So every hour there's a reminder. Where's your focus right now? Where's your frequency? What are you thinking about? Are you in the past? Are you in the future? Are you in the present being playful? It's so easy. It's so easy. All it takes is practice. Okay? So I'm going to go into questions and I'm going to end this. So Tamita said, my kids know so much more than I do. Yeah, the kids come in and are turned on. They're switched on. I love that. Okay. So you asked a really good question. Okay. This is great. It's for everybody. How do you know that you've truly forgiven someone or yourself? Okay. When it comes to someone else, here's the key. Can you thank them for perfectly playing their role that you asked them to play as part of your agreed upon soul contract before you came into this reality? The ego isn't going to want to do that. The untrained ego isn't going to want to do that because they've been holding on to that story for so long of what this person did to me and all this energy's built up and I can't forgive them. Then you live in hell and you keep attracting people like that because that's what your internal magnet's set to. Okay? How do you forgive yourself? You go, I went through that to learn how to be more compassionate and loving to myself and other people. And you look in the mirror and I go, I love you so much. Yeah, I know I did all that stuff. It was part of my soul contract. But now I see. So now I'm going to create my reality from my heart based on love every single morning and throughout the day. And I'm going to watch my entire reality shift and show up to give me everything I ever desired. And what happens is once you figure this out, you really don't desire anything. Sure, you need a little bit of money to do what you do, but you trust. It's not like, oh, I got to work hard and get all this money. And no. The only reason you would want money is so you can give it away to do projects that are part of your soul's passion and help other people. That's it. If you still think, and it's okay to get a new car or whatever, but if you think that's going to make you happy for more than like a week, you're tricked by the ego. We're already surrounded by abundance. Be careful with that money thing of what you think it'll make you really happy, because that's not the key. Okay? So does that make sense? And remember, you are an unlimited creator. So if you ever think you're not, catch yourself. And that's what the tools in this process do very quickly. Okay, let's see what this says. Forgiveness without someone asking for it is judgment. I completely disagree. Nobody needs to ask for your forgiveness. You forgive because you understand that if you're holding on to any judgment or resentment or lack of forgiveness, you're the one holding it and you're stuck in 3D indefinitely. Yeah, so you can either agree with that or not. Like one of my teachers said, don't believe me, but don't believe yourself. Question everything. So it's real simple. If you're holding on to any judgment for anybody or any lack of forgiveness, you're holding the sticky, low vibrational frequency. That's all there is to it. And you can argue with it and go, oh man, I don't want to forgive them. But that's the ego. And that's going to keep you stuck for years and years and years, maybe lifetimes. Some people aren't going to get it in this life, and that's okay because everything's eternal. So it's just a game that we're playing. But if you're listening to this and you've stayed on this long, you're here to share your gifts, and you're already doing it. You're a mom or a dad or whatever, plus all the other amazing stuff you do. Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to leave you with that. So this is going to be one of my shortest lives ever. So it's not too long, and all good. Hey, Irma. Great. Yeah. So be sure to print out the tracking sheet for sure, and make sure you have your clicker so you can keep count of all the times you catch the judgments, triggers, less than thoughts. You'll start clearing that stuff so quick. And then use the YouTube channel. I mean, those videos are like really, really powerful because they just keep mirroring you on this stuff. It's free. This is a priceless course. A lot of my clients pay really good money, but I do my best to never turn anybody away. So if this interests you, I do a sliding scale thing. So, yeah, awesome, Robs. Good for you, brother. Okay, everybody. So, if anybody has any questions or anything, oh, you're so welcome. I'm glad. And to be honest with you, since I haven't done a live, I got ready for my StreamYard to go, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull it off. If you don't practice, you can kind of lose your self-confidence. It's like that with playing the guitar, or or anything else, or, doing your artistry or whatever it is you do. So that's why it's key to wake up every morning and be excited. Hi, Davia. Getting your course. Yeah, you rock. I love you. Thank you for your donations to the Wild Jungle Doggies. You're so amazing. And let's get on a call. So why don't you send me a message if you're still up right now, and we'll set a time over the next couple of days to get together, because we're about 11 or 12. Yeah. Well, it's one of them. My shortest live, I think, was actually spell words, which is on my YouTube channel. And that was 7 minutes and something, but that's super powerful. If you want to eliminate the spell words that everybody else is using and completely shift how you magnetize your reality, go watch that video. And all the other ones are great too. If you know anybody that's having a tough time right now and you feel like they're open-minded, share the information with them, This stuff it really is priceless. And I don't say that with an ego. It took me a long time to say that. So anyway, I'm going to sign off. If anybody has any questions or you're interested in the course or anything, you can go to the website, portaltoawakening.com, or you can send me a message in Messenger. Hang on just a second. Just going to post the link in one more time. There's the links to the YouTube channel and my website. Okay, so kind of went into two messages, but anyway, commit to understanding that you're unlimited every morning. Commit to consciously and intentionally creating your reality, and do it before you go to bed too, so your subconscious can work on manifesting all that wonderful stuff to you that you see and feel is already here now. Okay? Big, big love from Thailand, and exciting times. So stay in your unlimited power, and I'll be back soon. Thank you for tuning in and sharing. Yeah, share this out if you would, to people that would appreciate it, and I'd be really grateful. Okay? Big, big love.